Hey guys, welcome back to episode number 6 of So You Want to Be a Powerlifter. In this episode, we're going to talk a little bit about peaking and tapering, which is going to be the last couple of phases before your powerlifting meet. So first off, peaking is generally going to mean you're reaching your maximum level of readiness or fitness for the competition. And in this case, that's your strength and your skill as it pertains to the ability to lift maximal weights. Now, your peaking phase is often your heaviest, your hardest, and your most intense phase of training. This is where we're going to see the intensity at peak levels, as the name would suggest. And we're also going to start to see the volume drop off usually throughout this phase. So time to peak just means how long can I run this training program and see positive adaptations and changes in my strength before I start to detrain or things start to drop off at the end of the program. Time to peak is going to vary substantially between program to program with the same athlete in some cases, or from athlete to athlete specifically. Some people are going to peak at around a 4-week training block. Others are going to be able to push 15, 16 weeks. And like I said, that's going to depend on the training program that the athlete's doing. This is one of the ways that a good coach can be very valuable to a lifter once you're sort of past that intermediate stage. A good coach is going to take note of the length of training cycles and take note of how long you progressed in that training cycle. And then we're able to build subsequent training cycles to that length using those parameters to make sure that we're peaking and not going past that and doing training that's actually a bit detrimental. Now, the taper phase is generally going to be that period of time right before the meet. So the last week, maybe 2 weeks for some athletes leading into your competition. In the taper phase, the goal is to lessen fatigue while maintaining adaptation to allow you to, in some cases, super compensate depending on the design of the program, and in other cases, just lessen fatigue and allow you to compete in an already peaked state. So another important thing to note during your taper is going to be alleviating some psychological or external stress wherever possible. So for myself, I like to try and lessen my workload a little bit. I like to try and budget my time a little more accordingly so that I can have time to do relaxing things and to take things, to take stressful things off my mind specifically.
God damn it, Goose! Every time.
In terms of the training variables, your taper program, you're going to want to maintain about 90% intensity, somewhere between 80 and 90% intensity in order to maintain those adaptations to maximal strength. But the biggest thing we're going to see in the taper in terms of a change to those variables is going to be the lessening of the volume. So we're going to drop the volume to anywhere between 1/2 and 3/4 of the volume of the program. Now, it's important that we say of the training program that you're doing, because the taper is very much going to be contingent on the amount of work you've been doing and how you've been doing it throughout the training program. For a higher frequency training program, for example, you're going to want to maintain higher frequency into the meet. If you do a taper where you're taking almost a full week off after being used to something like 3 times or 4 times a week frequency for your competition lifts, you're probably going to see some detraining because we're going to detrain faster from a higher frequency program. So I hope that clarifies a little bit what people are talking about when they say things like peaking and tapering. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like. Stay tuned for the next video. We're going to talk about things you need to bring to a meet. And if anybody's interested in this bomb-ass shirt, it's coming out Friday.